So I've had more than 9 lives on the sesh, but this one is a joke. And the morning of this game, I actually bumped into my manager. I had one sock on in the shop and I just looked like a creature. And I just remember him looking at me and be like, he was like, Maka, I've asked you to do one thing. Like, so this was about 11 years ago. So my heart rate hit 208 beats per minute. The reason why I had this MyZone monitor on is because I worked in the local leisure centre and was having a competition. And I, for some stupid reason, thought it would be a good idea to keep it on. And this was the moment I collapsed. So it was 5 minutes before. Lo and behold, I was actually having a good football game, which I couldn't believe. But I just remember fiending for more gear, and it was like a sweating hot day. I just remember saying to the ref, like, oh God, how long's left? He was like 5 minutes. I was like, right, Mac, I just got to get through the next 5 minutes. I can sneak into the changing rooms and have another line. And I just remember giving it absolutely beans, smashing this guy. And then the only way I can describe it, I like sort of just disorientated. And it was like, I started losing vision. It was like very slowly coming up, like almost like I was going to pass out. And I just remember like my eyes flicking and I just collapsed onto my back. And I was like, just literally like that. And I just remember my mates being like, Mac and Mac. It was all like disorientated. I think I remember him saying I was like unconscious for like a minute or stuff, and then they picked me up, took me off, and they were like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, I'm fine. Do you need to ring an ambulance?" I was like, "No." The only thing I'm thinking is the fact that if they ring an ambulance, I'm not going to be able to sniff more gear, and I had a gram of MCAT still on me. So you would have thought I'd learnt my lesson from this. Okay, but the fact is, as soon as the second half started, I was like, I've just been like, oh, I'm just going to get some water from the change rooms to go into the showers. And honestly, the line I racked up was like the size of my forearm. And I'm like, I've literally just collapsed on the pitch. Obviously, I didn't notice at the time, but my heart rate's hit 208. For those that don't know, your maximum heart rate should be 220 minus your age. So for me, then that was 11 years ago, what would have been 23. So it should have been 197. All right, and this was, bearing in mind, this was on like the second day, but I just wanted to take you back because it was so stupid. I had a bit of a reputation for being a mess anyway. All right, I joined this new football team, and like, I believe this was like, I'm sure this was like a quarter final or something like that. And I remember manager Dan, his name was like, Macca, please do not go out. Like, tomorrow's a really important game, and I'm like, nope, not going to let you down. But I had previous with it, and I never meant to do it as well. And it was a typical Friday, finish work, sat at home, twiddling my thumbs. Mates come out, like, do you want to come out? I'm like, right, but yeah, we can't get on the sesh. Okay, I've got a really important game. Like, no, will never happen. It always fucking happens. Who am I kidding? And do you know what I mean? I'm like banging, picked up another like 2 balls at like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm just sat there like a creature with my cousin all bent up on the sofa. My jaw's on the other side of my face and that. And he's like, Mackie, you can't go football. And thing is, whenever I used to run out of alcohol as well, I'd be counting down the minutes until the shop opened. And I couldn't have seen anyone worse. And like when I bumped into Dan and